Hello everybody, I'm Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan2010 on Xbox Live. And well, we're back again doing some more WWE predictions, and this is the WWE Fastlane predictions. Indeed, this is the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, and my god, we're kicking things off strong in the WWE Kickoff Show match as Rey Mysterio will take on Andrade. So, as for you guys that don't know how I usually go with my predictions go a little something like this, is where I choose the person who I think is going to win, which is basically who WWE has booked to win. And now in this match, for example, I think it would be Andrade. Who do I want to win is my own personal opinion and pick to who I think is going to win. And who do I want to win in this match? It's Rey Mysterio. So yes, indeed, Rey Mysterio to win this one. So that is who I think I want to win this one. I think this will be an interesting contest for sure. Probably might steal the show if because these two can pull off some really good moves when it comes to the matches that they've had over the past few weeks, maybe the last month or so. But yeah, there's been some really good matches, so I expect maybe another win from Mysterio here. But either way, whoever wins is going to get a very good boost coming into WrestleMania. As I said on my good, bad and ugly video, if that has already been uploaded, I do not know. Then yeah, I think there might be a United States Championship match, and that will be a ladder match for the United States Championship at WrestleMania. And these two, I reckon, will be in that ladder match. But whoever wins this, again, like I just said, will get good momentum. Whether that be Andrade or Rey Mysterio, we'll have to find out at Fastlane. And with that being said, Selena, they're going to be at ringside for Andrade. We'll go on to the next match itself. So let's do that. And the second match I'm going to predict here, which is the first match of the official pay-per-view, the first match on the card. We have the Revival, who will be defending their Raw Tag Team titles against the Glorious Ones and Aleister Black and Ricochet, which I, for the purpose of this video, as I'm gonna call them, let's see, Rico Black, the Black Attack. The Black Attack, yes, because Aleister Black, and you know, he's got Ricochet has got high flying moves that he can use for his attack. Well, I'll think of a name for them. I always do, but Black Attack, the Revival, and the Glorious Ones will be in this matchup. So yes, the Black Attack, just for the sake of this video. But so yes, Aleister Black and Ricochet and the Revival and the Glorious Ones in this triple threat matchup for the Raw Tag Team titles. Who do I think is going to win? Well, I think it will be Aleister Black and Ricochet. Who do I want to win? I actually want a Revival to retain the Raw Tag Team titles, considering they only just recently won the Raw Tag Team titles, and with the Vince McMahon wanting to keep as many superstars in his roster as possible without them getting frustrated, everyone's going to get a push of some kind. So with that being said, I would like to thank well, that's I'd like to want to see the Revival win this matchup here. I don't think that anyone else could have the chance to take the championships away from the Revival. Although I must say that the Dash looked really weird this past week on Raw without his old sideburns. He's got his little goatee going, but he looked like had a really smooth baby face look. But it was just weird. I know, even though it was him, it was just weird, to see him with just the goatee. But with that being said, as I said, I think Ricochet and Aleister Black, but I want the Revival. The Glorious Ones, though, they might come close. Recently turning heel on Monday Night Raw. I don't like that whatsoever. Those bastards were in a very good matchup. But I think that this matchup at Fastlane will also be a good match. Whether it leads up for something for WrestleMania, I don't know. I don't actually know, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. But with that being said, we're gonna go on to the next match, but then I can make my next lot of predictions. And so I'm gonna do that now. Well, Corey Graves is gonna lose his mind in this matchup as finally Mandy Rose gets a chance to face a women's champion. But it's the SmackDown Women's Champion, Asuka. And by God, it's going to be over in seconds, isn't it? Asuka will lock in the Asuka lock, retain the title in seconds, and then go on to WrestleMania to face some random woman. I think at this point it'll be Lacey Evans. She's coming out and prancing around, going back, walking up and down the ramp like it's a catwalk. But if I had to, considering that it's not I have to, it's not I'm going to anyway. If I had to make a choice of who I think and who I want to win this match, who do I think? Asuka. Surprisingly though, I actually want to see Mandy Rose win this matchup because she deserves it. But it won't, because as it's still a bit, as I said before, it's a little bit too late now for Asuka to be the champion when she should have been the champion since WrestleMania last year. But, can't do much about that, and can't change the past. And we are where we are with the SmackDown Women's Championship round the waist of Asuka. Will Mandy Rose manage to beat her at Fastlane and go on to WrestleMania as the SmackDown Live Women's Champion? Probably not. Will Asuka go on to WrestleMania? Yeah, that's more likely than compared to Mandy Rose. Will Sonya Deville get involved? I don't know, maybe. It may end up being a distraction loss, but Naomi might actually come down and help out Asuka to win. Who knows what's going to happen in this match? It's not really one I'm going to be looking forward to. But yeah, as I said, I think Asuka, but I want Mandy Rose. That is my predictions for this matchup, and I'll go on to the next match. As we have the newly crowned WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Boston Hug Collection, Sasha Banks and Bayley, will be defending their titles for the very first time against the Monsters of Destruction, as I call the Women's Monsters of Destruction, Tamina and Nia Jax. Nia Jax got a surprisingly pinfall victory over Sasha Banks this past week on Raw, and even last week I think Nia Jax beat Bayley. So it's a very, very big possibility, no pun intended, that we may have new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Where obviously Bayley and Sasha said that we're going to defend the titles against anyone from Raw, SmackDown, and even NXT. I mean, you know, it's gonna be interesting. Even against Legends as well. They said they'll do that, but the first title defense is against a monster of a team of Nia Jax and Tamina. So they may have their work cut out for them, considering that they both lost to individual people of Nia Jax and Tamina. I have to put my money here, and I think that Nia Jax and Tamina will beat Sasha Banks and Bayley. But I want Sasha Banks and Bayley to win. So it's, you know, both ways here. It can go either way. Personally, I would like to see that, you know, Bayley and Sasha Banks win this one, but with a full, powerful, indestructible force of both Tamina and Nia Jax. And the fact that they have gotten pinfall victories over both of them in 2 separate weeks, I think it's a big chance that they will become new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. But we'll have to find out at Fastlane, won't we? And so the question is, who will be walking into WrestleMania with those 2 championship belts? We'll find out at Fastlane, as I just said. And so I don't need to repeat myself of who I think I want to win this match. Let's just hope it's a good one, eh? And not a 2-minute match like the last few women's matches on Raw and SmackDown Live. Well, here's another thing that I thought I'd never be saying. Once again, that we're gonna have the McMiz take on the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. So let's recap, shall we, of what has happened for the last couple of months. Right, let's recap. At the Royal Rumble, McMiz beat The Bar for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles. 1 month later, at the last pay-per-view, which was Elimination Chamber, the Usos win the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles for the 6th time against McMiz. And because the fans asked for the rematch against the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships, even though there's no more actual rematch clause, it's down to the fans wanting it, and whatever the fans want, the fans get. So I guess this match is now taking place 1 month after they win it. Which to me is a little bit unfair, and you know, so now this is 3 months in a row that Team McMiz is in a SmackDown Live Tag Team title match, which is now very confusing because we have some more tag teams on the horizon on SmackDown Live, because this past week on SmackDown Live we had The Bar and who else was it? Who else? Ricochet and Aleister. Yeah, again, they're taking on it was The Bar taking on Aleister Black and Ricochet, and so obviously after the match, down comes another team. Fuck, who was it? Oh yeah, it was Shinsuke Nakamura and Rusev beating down Ricochet and Aleister Black. Then the Hardy Boys come to save them, and it's all one big mess. And it's good to see the Hardys back, which they returned last week. So I reckon at WrestleMania there's going to be something big for the SmackDown Live Tag Team titles, and this is just a warm up before WrestleMania. So now to make my predictions, and I've gone for that little rant. Who do I think is going to win? The Usos. Who do I want to win? You know, surprisingly, I actually want McMiz to win. So yes, I want the McMiz to win the greatest. Going from the world's greatest tag team to the best in the world, best tag team in the world, Team McMiz, and I think it'll be the Usos. So it's going to be an interesting match to say the least. Maybe there'll be a coast to coast, and Mr. Miz is going to be at ringside. And it's Cleveland, Ohio, which means it's the Miz's hometown, even though he now resides at Hollywood, California. So, yeah, I don't know. Which, because it is his hometown, I have a sneaky feeling that he'll end up losing anyway. So, yeah, I'm basically not too sure. So at this point, so yes, I am not too sure. So we'll have to find out then at Fastlane, and we'll go on to the next match. Well, here's a match I would never thought I would see. It's all down to the contract signing or not signing of Dean Ambrose. And that look that he's got in that picture there just says it all. Do we really need another Shield reunion? Personally, I don't really want to see it, but the rest of the WWE Universe does. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. As we have the Shield, we'll be taking on what I like to call Big, Bad, and Nasty. The big part is Bobby Lashley. The bad part is Baron Corbin, and the nasty is, in my opinion, the nasty is Drew McIntyre, because let's face it, he's a one nasty dude. So, yes, Team Big Bad Nasty versus the Shield. It's gonna be a lot of big spots. There's the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania, where the Royal Rumble winner Seth Rollins is gonna be facing Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, and maybe bringing the Universal, maybe just being able to beat the Beast at WrestleMania and bring the Universal Championship back where it belongs on Monday Night Raw. In the words of Seth Rollins, he's gonna team up with his two former Shield brothers one more time and bring the Shield and to Fastlane, and hopefully bring the Big Bad and the Nasty guys back to justice. I mean, I suppose in a way we kind of knew that was going to happen, and we kind of thought we was going to see it happen anyway after they did that triple power bomb back at Elimination Chamber to Braun Strowman. So, yeah. So yeah, who do I think is gonna win? The Shield. Who do I see? I can't even say I want the Shield to win. I kind of want their team Big, Bad, and Nasty to win, just because it will do a lot for them in a sense as a team. It probably won't happen and probably have the Shield dominate the hell out of all three of these guys, but well, it would be nice to see one more last triple Shield powerbomb through the announce table, and yeah, so it will be a little bit of what's the word, nostalgia with the Shield pop, but that's about it. That's all. So yes. As I said, I think the Shield, but I want Team Big, Bad, and Nasty to win this match. So, with that being said, we're gonna go on to the next match and move on. Oh well, this match it's gonna make no sense because we have the Royal Rumble winner of the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Becky Lynch. Not only did she take the place of Lana in the Women's Royal Rumble, she then won that Royal Rumble match, which guaranteed her a shot at WrestleMania to face the champion of her choosing. And so she chose to face Ronda Rousey. But then her leg got worse and she's now completely injured. She's also got bad ribs. And because of that reason, and the reason only, she got suspended by Mr. McMahon and got replaced by Charlotte Flair, who then is going to WrestleMania to face Ronda Rousey for the Raw Women's Championship. But then some shenanigans happened over the last couple of weeks on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live, and even on pay-per-view, where Becky Lynch kept on fighting no matter how injured she was. So finally the suspension got lifted, and fined by Stephanie McMahon, and she's put their little, even after the temptation that Ronda Rousey had of laying down her title and making the title vacated, but then came back and took the title back and is now the Raw Women's Champion. She's going to WrestleMania to defend her title against now Charlotte because she replaced Becky, but Becky now gets this match right here because her suspension is up, and of course it means because she signed a no holds contracts where if any damage is done to Becky, she can't sue the WWE or Vince McMahon for that matter. So anything that happens to her leg or anything other parts of her body, she cannot sue them. But not only that, for whatever reason, she has to regain her entry into WrestleMania again. And if she manages to beat Charlotte at Fastlane, she is in the triple threat match. Whew! A lot of explaining to get to my predictions of me thinking and wanting Becky to win at Fastlane. So if you're not as confused as I am, then you know I'll be surprised. It's a comeback story of the year, and if it's done right, then Becky will become Raw Women's Champion at the end of it, and at WrestleMania, full stop, because they're main eventing WrestleMania. Jesus Christ. What are WWE doing? With realistic promos and realistic freaking matches they're pulling out all the stops to try and outdo AEW for sure. Sorry about my little rant, but that's just how I feel about this situation. Good Lord. Next match. Okay, I apologize for the previous rant, but this is gonna get 10 times worse. And how we got here. Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Let's go back to a few months back. We're talking ages ago. Kevin Owens gets injured. His knee needs surgery. He's out of the picture. Daniel Bryan manages to win the WWE Championship by defeating AJ Styles on SmackDown Live, but giving him a good old low blow and turning heel in the process, becoming this sadistic son of a bitch that we've never seen before from Daniel Bryan, and going all eco-friendly and forcing his opinions down our throats, and even by trashing the WWE Championship. And because of that, former WWE champions and whatnot come down to the ring on a SmackDown Live leading up to Elimination Chamber, in which then he must defend his championship against, at the time, Mustafa Ali, Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, Samoa Joe, and who else? Samoa Joe. It was somebody else. Who was it? It was who? It wasn't AJ Styles. That's right, and AJ Styles. But a Q&A match between Randy Orton and Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali gets in a bad eye And then also Eric Rowan did something to him by putting him through a table the same night and injured his back or something. Which meant that he was on the sidelines for a bit to recover from that. So, the Elimination Chamber, in the week before Elimination Chamber, I think, there's a gauntlet match between Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Randy Orton, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy, and so we've got a new competitor in the mix of a member of the New Day. Which member of the New Day did you ask? Kofi Kingston. And what happened was, whoever won that matchup was the last man to enter the Elimination Chamber. Kofi Kingston is the Iron Man of this gauntlet match by pinning the Daniel Bryan first and gets eliminated by AJ Styles last. But then Randy Orton's the last man in and ends up winning the entire gauntlet match. Therefore, he's the last man to enter the Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber comes round, and by God, the third man to enter the Elimination Chamber match, well, next to Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan being the first two to start off, was Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston goes the entire match without being pinned. Obviously, he doesn't get eliminated from the matchup, and then, my God, he comes this close to becoming WWE Champion. Then, the week after, he ends up defeating Daniel Bryan in a non-title match, and everyone is going ballistic for Kofi Kingston after replacing Mustafa Ali and that Elimination Chamber match, and everyone wants Kofi to become champion, and they have this big, huge match, this 6-man tag team match, and then Shane McMahon says, why not use Free Will because the number one contender for Daniel Bryan's championship at Fastlane, and that person is Kofi Kingston. Everyone goes bananas, everyone's going good. We're about to have a contract signing the week after, the week after, which then gets interrupted by Mr. McMahon. Mr. McMahon's like, you have no chance in hell of being WWE Champion. I need someone bigger, stronger, quicker, or whatever, for whatever he said. I can't remember everything. And I present to you Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens returns, and even he's a bit puzzled why he is replacing Kofi Kingston to begin with, but he knew he was going to replace him anyway. But it's just to prove that, there's no hard feelings between him and Kofi. He would like to team with Kofi to take on Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan, and they have a tag team match that night. That tag team match takes place, then they win that match, but Kevin Owens ends up hitting a stunner onto Daniel Bryan, gets a pinfall victory over Daniel Bryan. And getting the win for Kofi, and of course Kevin Owens himself, they get along and fade to black. Then the next week Kevin Owens gets this, they do this entire thing. With this entire thing where the promo, Kevin Owens is not very good at being the face, in my opinion. Then later on, he has a match with Rowan. The match gets thrown out as they're being beat down. Then Mustafa Ali returns, helps out Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is now here facing Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. My God, what is going to happen? I can't hope that maybe that Kevin Owens wins the title so that Kofi can then face him at WrestleMania. Or we have some type of fatal 4-way matchup for the WWE Championship where it's Mustafa Ali, Kingston, Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan. We don't know at this point. But here's to the point of this goddamn entire thing. Who do I think is going to win between Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan? And who do I want to win? Who do I think? Kevin Owens. Who do I No, actually, scrap that. Who do I think? Daniel Bryan. Who do I want? Strangely enough, Kevin Owens. After that long ass rant, when you made to skip to that point in time, I don't know if you did or not, so congratulations for sticking through that entire rant and explanation of how these two got here, because to me, it was confusing as hell. So, with that being said, that was my WWE Fastlane predictions. I hope you enjoyed it, and tell me who do you think is going to win at Fastlane? Will Daniel Bryan retain his title and go on to WrestleMania to finally face Kofi Kingston? Or will we see a new WWE champion in Kevin Owens? Maybe we will see brand new champions galore at Fastlane, and the entirety of WrestleMania will be changed. I am Danrvdtree2000, also known as Dan2010 on Xbox Live, and this has been the WWE Fastlane predictions. And until the WWE Fastlane's reaction and review, bye bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to watch the previous video, click on the video on the left. But if you want to watch the playlist, then click on the video on the right. Also, feel free to click subscribe by clicking on the Master Chief icon on the top.